Oh, hey YouTube, what is really good? My name is Invivid Color, coach of the South Texas Sableyes, and this is going to be your week 5 battle for the PGBL. If you watched last week's battle, you know that we are now 1-3 in this league, so not doing super hot. I've kind of decided I'm gonna try really hard not to get salty, because I got really salty at the end of the last battle, and again, that wasn't anything towards who did I play last week. I like straight up don't recall who I played last week. I remember the team was the Norwich Skitty, but the coach is the Don Fanatic. Okay, so again, nothing against the coach. Like, I feel like I was just playing bad, prepping bad. Like, I made a lot of, basically I just punted a lot of turns in that game. I think there was like a miss or two, like some random hacks, but I'm just like putting this out there. I'm not going to sort of be angry at losing anymore, because it happens. Just because I've had good seasons in the past doesn't mean I'm always gonna play my best or do the best. So let's just move forward, pressure free, have fun. This is week 5. We're going up against Nadia, or Frosted, coach of the Copenhagen Sawsbucks, I believe is the name of the team. The team is really solid. The team I'm bringing this week specifically, I guess we'll go over it a little bit. I want to start going over the teams before I get into my battle, just because I feel like going over the teams helps me. I feel like going over the teams helps me understand, like, sort of remember what set. Like, if you watched last week, you'll know that I thought I brought, I'm picking music right now, by the way. I thought I brought Choice Scarf Inte, and I didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this. All right. So I do want to go over the battle, or not the battle. I do want to go over the team before the battle starts, and we'll sort of like do that with this screen that I have prepared for us all. Okay, so you'll see that I'm bringing Celesteela, Mega Altaria, man, I can't think, I just have their nicknames. Superior, Nidoqueen, Alolan Persian, and Starmie, and Nadia is bringing Landorus, Therian, Aggron. Okay, so this seems vastly different from what I thought it was going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and assume right now that either the Garchomp or the Landorus are Choice Scarf, just because I can't imagine them not being that. The Galvantula setting up webs is pretty bad for me, I'm not gonna lie. It would be pretty rough for the Galvantula to set up webs. Yeah, this is different. I thought she was, the team I had predicted was Mega Aggron, Galvantula, Landorus, Therian, Blastoise, Sylveon, and Rotom. So without the Sylveon, that means once the Aggron gets wore down, it gets wore down for real. I'm gonna predict the I'm actually gonna predict a lead of the can I summary go through these real quick before we get into this? So we have Karma, this is the set, Life Orb, just like a aggressive spinner, sort of a bulky Celesteela, a setup Mega Altaria, a sort of like a, it's like a combination Superior, which is I feel like the typical set, a defensive Nidoqueen, and then we have the pretty standard Alolan Persian set here. And I'm just gonna enter this. I am gonna lead off Nidoqueen because I feel like leading off, I should have gone through actual move sets, but it's there on the screen if you want to like pause and look at everything. I feel like the Nidoqueen is the best lead here, because if she leads the Galvantula, one, I can set up spikes. Also, what's her hazard removal looking like? I should have taken a picture of the team. I really thought she was going to bring the Sylveon, because the Sylveon offers reliable recovery. The Sylveon offers reliable recovery for the Aggron. Because once the Aggron gets wore down, we have a pretty good time here. Okay, so she just leads the Aggron. I think this is a pretty good lead matchup for me. I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of her team. I don't think she can stay in, because we can 2-hit this thing. I mean, if she sets up Stealth Rocks, I guess that's good. All right, we got a picture of the team. If she sets up Stealth Rocks, it's really good for her. I also could have just led Alolan Persian here, and that would have been good. What's her removal looking like? Her removal looks like Landorus Therian is the only thing that has removal on her team. So I actually think we're just gonna trade hazards this turn. I'm gonna go ahead and set up Toxic Spikes, or do I just go for the Earth Power? I think I want to get my hazards up, so we're gonna trade hazards this turn. I don't think an Earthquake is gonna do much to me. I guess I should calc it, but I mean, it depends on set, obviously. But I am gonna get Toxic Spikes up, because I'm definitely faster than this thing. Let's see, an Earthquake to this set does about 40%. She just withdraws. Okay, that's good. See, that's good here. Okay, this is fine too. I've got pretty good switch-ins to this thing. I wish I could tell right now whether it was Magic Guard or Regenerator. I don't really have a fantastic way of doing that. I'm actually gonna switch into my Alolan Persian here. predicting a psychic move, basically. I mean, I guess if she goes for Trick Room here, that's pretty bad for me. Going for Trick Room here is pretty bad for me, but I can't just stay in. And if I'm predicting a psychic move, I'm pretty sure well, we definitely die if she just goes for... I guess I should have thought this through. I probably should have just switched into Celesteela. Realistically, it would give me a good idea of this thing's set, because we could go for Leech Seed on it. Yeah, I definitely should have switched into Celesteela. Either way, let's go ahead and look at a Reuniqua set. I'm gonna just like off the cusp assume that she's going for a psychic type move though. She goes for focus. Okay, so we get that, and then now I think now we can pretty freely predict either a switch or the. Let's see. Let's assume it's like an offensive Calm Mind set. Maybe it's AV. I don't know. It could be like Regenerator AV. I know she's ran that in the past. It's got 80 seconds to think here. Yeah, so the Psychic definitely would have killed. It's also worth noting that it's Psychic instead of... Okay, so the Focus Blast would kill here, 100%. What would my switch into Focus Blast be? I could go out into my Mega Altaria, which would be pretty good. We don't eat the Psychic that well, I guess is the problem here. I guess I just go out into Celesteela because after a Parting Shot, Celesteela looks pretty good. Celesteela looks pretty good after a Parting Shot. Because after a Parting Shot, this thing's at -1 special attack. Focus Blast will do a maximum of 30% to Celesteela, and we can just sort of like Leech Seed whatever. I don't think she can stay in on the Celesteela. We're going to reveal that we're leftovers this turn if she connects with whatever she's doing. Okay, so we avoid the Focus Blast. We're not actually revealing anything right now. I am just going to go for the Leech Seed here, though. The Focus Blast miss is, like, unfortunate for her for sure, because it would have put Chip on the Celesteela. But at the same time, I don't know. At the same time, like, putting Chip on the Celesteela is, like, maybe a little... I don't know, yeah. That's pretty rough. We saw she has the, what's the lion? Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. Holy moly. It's Pyroar, right? So Pyroar, I think, is actually one of her Z-Mons, one of her Z users. Is that, yeah, that's definitely what this is. I probably could have predicted that and gone for an Earthquake. So I actually don't think I can stay in on this thing. Okay, so we do get the Toxic Spikes off, which is pretty good here. We're gonna miss the Leech Seed, which is kind of like part of the course. I'm used to it. All right, so let's look at a Pyroar set. I think this thing gets like kind of absurd. Oh, wow. I think this thing kind of gets absurd coverage. I know that it is probably a Z set. So what can we switch into that is going to be able to take these hits well? I can go into Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria gets dinged by a Hyper Voice. I can go into Starmie here. Actually, this is one of her Z-Mons, right? Like, let me double check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it definitely is. So I guess this is like the question. If I predict her to go for, I could just click Protect and sort of burn a turn. And then if I predict her, she doesn't have, I'm sure she's not Choice Spec. So let's just put her at Firenium Z real quick. Firenium. How do I get to this real quick? How much time do I have left? 46 seconds. Why am I not seeing it? Right here. Okay, so if she's Firenium Z, and she goes for a Z Fire Blast, but I am... Is there a way to click Protect? I'm protected. It does 16%, so we're just going to go for that. We're going to go for that, see if we can burn... Oh, she just withdraws. Wow. This play, I think, doesn't make a ton of sense here. That's fine. I guess this gives her a shot to get up her rocks. I am just going to go for the Leech Seed here. I'm sure this thing has Roar. Like, I'm 100% sure of it. I'm 100% sure this thing... Oh, I guess you could have Thunder Punch. Ooh. Let's see how much that Thunder Punch is doing. Maybe she doesn't have EQ and she has Thunder Punch. Also, does she outspeed me? I think we barely outspeed. So we get our Leech Seed off. The Thunder Punch... Oh, I'm not protected anymore. Is going to do about 30... Oh, just goes for Roar. That's fine. So what are we switching out into? Well, this is the most unfortunate switch because we can't stay in. We get some nice chip on the Leech Seed. All right, so the Heavy Slam makes me want to go back. Actually, I'll just go on to Cyanide here. Or no, because if I'm predicting a Heavy Slam incoming, then it's just best to switch out into Cyanide here. We do the best at taking the hits, and we can sort of force this thing out. Use Stealth Rock. Yeah, that's pretty part of the course. I thought about going into Starmie here. Okay, so what does she have? Does she have anything that is straight up immune to Earth Power? No, nothing is immune to Earth Power. So I can get her Earth Power. Oh, no. Landorus Therian is immune to Earth Power. So let's actually predict a switch here to the Landorus Therian and go for Ice Beam. Is that reasonable? It'll hit anything. It'll hit anything. But if she goes out into the Landorus Therian, we can just kind of like get her. Whereas if we just go for self... Okay, so let's make this play. Let's go for the Ice Beam, predicting a switch here. I'm maybe making a prediction a little too early in the game. Like, we're sort of at parity right now. I've just got status on one thing. I've got one thing toxic, and I've got another thing with a little bit of chip on it. So we're sort of at parity, so making this prediction is maybe not the best. Because if she does go for Earthquake here, we're going to do 0 damage. Like, actual 0 damage. It's fine. So she withdraws. Does she go into... Please go into it. Yes! Yes, the plays. The plays, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if this kills. It's all going to depend on the set. If this is AV, we'll be able to tell right here and right now. That's definitely not AV, and that is a dead Landorus. That's huge. That's her only removal, I'm pretty sure. That's the only removal she brought this week. So now everything that switches in that is not immune is going to be toxic, which is huge. Like, absolutely huge. That was a potential Z-Mon. So we can't tell yet if the... I'm sure the Pyroar is Z, honestly. Like, I'm pretty sure the Pyroar is Z. Okay, so now this turn we're going to be able to figure out if this thing is Regenerator or not, because I don't think we actually got chip on it. I'm going to go out here into Celesteela predicting... Well, is that smart? I think it's my best line. I'm going to go out into the Celesteela here predicting the Focus Blast to come. Or... Yeah, I think I don't have the best way of breaking through this thing right now. So I think this is my play. Let's go out into her reunique list. Hopefully she just doesn't set a Calm Mind up. I mean, I guess I would be able to wear her down over time. Let's assume she's got sort of like max everything. I'm going out into Celesteela here. Okay, and then this thing's definitely gonna have Focus Blast. We are gonna learn if this thing is Magic Guard this turn, which is good. Because I don't think I chipped it last time. I should have kept up with that. I don't think I ever actually connected on it. Alright, let's see. So the stones dig into us. She does go for the Focus Blast. We dodge again, which is super unfortunate. I'm incredibly sorry about this. I swear, I would not have, I would not have, like, wanted to dodge 2 of these moves. I mean, it benefits me, but it's not the best way of sort of like... Okay, so we did see the toxic damage, right? So this thing is, in fact, Regenerator, is what I'm going to assume. It's not Overcoat, I wouldn't think. I can go for a Leech Seed here. I can definitely go for a Leech Seed here, or I can just go for a Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam on this thing is going to do about 33%. I'm just going to go for the Heavy Slam, or I'll just go for the Leech Seed. It's realistically my best move here. This kind of like forces a switch, I would think. Oh, this thing has Thunder? Well. Okay, so we eat that up. I don't think she can go for another Thunder. I don't think she can. What item is this thing? Has it revealed an item? I don't believe so. I don't think she can go for another Thunder. I really don't. Also, how much damage does that do? So it's definitely Focus Blast, Psychic is the... We've got a weird set on our hands. Thunder. I mean, it makes sense in this context. I also feel bad that she's missed 2 focus blasts, but then connects with a thunder. I still don't know the 4th moveset. It could be recover potentially. I'm just gonna go for the protect. I think it's what I have to do here. I'm assuming she switches. I think that the switch is the play, but if not, I get my recovery. We get a little bit more chip on this thing, and then after that, we can just switch out into something that'll take a thunder a little bit better. I can't really switch out into Nidoqueen, just because if I get predicted and she goes for a psychic, that's pretty bad for me. Just we see the withdrawal. I probably should have gone for a heavy slam there, realistically. Run. The Galvantula. Okay, so at this point, I think I go out into Nidoqueen. I'm assuming we're just gonna see an electric type attack here, or we're gonna see sticky webs. If we see either of those things, Nidoqueen is the correct play. Even if we see a bug type, like I guess like Hidden Power Ice kind of gets me, I believe. But I can probably kill this thing from this range. Let's check it against Nidoqueen. So HP Ice does kind of get me. If she goes straight for HP Ice, I will have to switch. So I think I need to preserve Nidoqueen for now. I think I have to preserve Nidoqueen. But if she just goes for like Volt Switch or Thunder or Bug Buzz or Sticky Web or any of those things, then we're in a pretty good spot. We've also got most of her team poisoned at this. Okay. All right. I see you. Making the double switch. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, how am I breaking through this Reuniqueless, realistically? Like, how am I ever breaking through this? Let's think about this. I could set up my Stealth Rocks. That would sort of discourage switching. And I don't know that she'll just go for a Psychic. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks here. If I get up double hazards, I think she has no way to remove them. I don't have the best breakers for this thing, but I do have sort of in the back, I have access to Superior, which seems pretty good right now. She's just gonna, what's the prediction here? Oh, she just makes the correct read. Okay, so Nidoqueen's dropping, which is unfortunate. I'm not happy about it, but at the same time, this does give me a pretty free switch in. All right, so let's assume this thing is just super offensive. Assault Vest, maybe? Reuniqueless. Let's see. We have... I could go out into Altaria, potentially. Let's assume this thing is as offensive as can be. And it's got Focus Blast, Psychic. We know it has Thunder. We don't know the next move. Okay, so Nidoqueen's down, which is unfortunate. I can go out into Persian right now and click Foul Play, which should do about 45 to 53%. No, I'm sure this thing has 0 attack IVs, so it won't do that much. If I go into Superior, it's also not Magic Guard. We have a Regenerator set, so that's worth noting. So it's Regenerator. I don't think you can, that's just other. And then it's, I'm assuming at this point this thing is Assault Vest. So Superior looks like a bad switch. Altaria, I have 26 seconds. Altaria looks like a reasonable switch here, but I could go out into Persian first and sort of, I don't just want to, I guess the thing is I don't, all right, this is the play. This is 100% the play. I'm going to go out into Persian. And I'm going to click Parting Shot. I'm going to Parting Shot into Celesteela. Actually, I'm going to Parting Shot into Mega Altaria is the play here. So we're going to click Parting Shot. I'm pretty sure this is the play. Assuming a Focus Blast or a Psychic, I can eat either fairly well. And I can start setting up on this thing with Mega Altaria. It just sort of becomes setup bait. Because we don't take anything from a Thunder. The Focus Blast does actual nothing to us. And Psychic will do some. Thunder, we dodge. That was pretty par of the course here, I believe. Okay, so what does she have left? I don't want to take a hit from the Aggron. Like, I don't think I can take a hit from the Aggron, actually. So I'm gonna 100% at this point in time just Mega Evolve, so I'm no longer weak to Stealth Rocks. And I guess click Earthquake, because we're taking a... If she stays in with this thing, it's fine. She has nothing that's immune to an Earthquake left because we got rid of the Landorus T. Yeah, we're just gonna 100%, we're gonna stay in, we're gonna Mega Evolve. I guess we can click Dragon Dance, but if she switches into Mega Aggron right here, it feels pretty bad. If she switches into Mega Aggron right here, it feels pretty bad. So we're just gonna stay in, Mega Evolve, and click Earthquake to try and get some chip on the Mega Aggron. I think this is the correct line. She goes on to Garchomp, we have to switch probably, because I'm pretty sure we die to a Poison Jab. If she stays in with this thing, we should be able to eat anything. I guess the only thing I'm not calcing for is, does this thing... Okay, so she withdraws, which makes sense. Cuddles, what is this? The Garchomp. Okay, now, see, now I wish I would have made a different, like, taken a different route here. This does let me eventually get out into my Starmie and click Rapid Spin, though. Had I gone for a D-Dance, it would have been good. Unless this thing is scarfed, then it wouldn't matter if I click D-Dance or not. All right, let's look at that damage. I want to look at that damage. So we have a Garchomp that's in. Let's look and see about if it's like a choice scarf set. Earthquake would have done about 32 to 38%, which now the Garchomp is below half. So it took rocks on entry, which is what, 6% if you're resistant to rocks. Took poison damage, which is I believe 12%. So that would be 18% total, and then it would have taken another 38%. Yeah, that could be about right. So this thing could be scarfed, and if it's scarfed and it has, I think Iron Head and Poison Jab are the same base power. So let's go ahead and queue that up real quick. Even if not, let's see how much damage it's doing. 54 to 61%, it looks like. So it looks like it's not a kill, actually. Because I am currently I'm at 120, or sorry, I'm at 120 health. I'm at 75%. So I guess if this thing is choice banned, it could be bad. I think either way, I probably just go out into Celesteela here. It's like a pretty easy switch to make. It's a pretty easy switch to make. I can get back into Mega Altaria later. There's no point in trying to like set up right now if it's not clear. Poison Jab. So we are immune here. And then this will probably tell me if she's choiced or not. This should, I believe, tell me if she's choiced or not. So what potential switches do we see here? The Pyroar looks good. So does the Reuniqueless. I don't think she can stay in. I'm in with Celesteela currently. So if she's choice scarfed, she'll switch 100%. If not, I still don't think, like, I guess she could hit me with a Fire Blast here. I'll queue up and see what a Fire Blast, because I know this thing gets Fire Blast and it also gets Fire Fang. So let's see how much those would do to me. Neither would kill me, so I'm fine staying in either way. And then the switch here is probably out into Pyroar. So I guess we just go for the Leech Seed on this turn. It's like this is, I think, the safest play. So she is, why are we dodging everything? How many missed attacks is that? Holy. That's way too many missed attacks. What is the set then? It could be Assault Vest. It could be a berry. We could see like one of the 25% berries proc here. It could be Rocky Helmet. I have no reason. This is like kind of scummy. I have no reason to click anything but Protect here. I just don't. This thing is either going to be sack fodder. Like she's either going to sack it off. Okay, so she stays in. I have no reason to do anything but Protect here. That's a missed Fire Fang, 2 missed Focus Blasts, and a missed Thunder. To be fair, the first 2, or the latter 3 are 70% accurate moves, but still, like, that's awful luck. I guess I just realistically shouldn't complain ever about missing ever again, because this battle is, I feel really bad right now for how things have gone. I mean, the fact that I have all my hazards up is really, really good for me. It is. Like, it's 100% great for me that I have all my hazards up, because that's what's sort of keeping me, like at pace right here, like right now. I think I can go out into Karma here, and unless this thing's choice scarfed, that's a fine play. This gives me a shot to spin, and I should be able, assuming this thing is Z move, I should be able to eat any sort of, I guess I should probably run the calc, but I probably can live a Z Fire Blast. I should have definitely ran the calc here. Let's look at Karma. Assuming it's a Z Fire Blast, we live. Okay, it's fine. Hyper Voice, though, we might not live this, actually. It's a good read. Okay, so it's Life Orb. We know that. That's 100% confirmed. I guess, honestly, like, we just sort of take the... Do I need to spin away hazards at this point? I think I just go for the Surf. She doesn't have a fantastic switch into the Surf because I have Analytic. So no matter what comes in, it's going to be taking, like, a pretty reasonable chunk. I guess I should have, like, actually checked the team first, though. Just to be clear. The Aggron will switch in reasonably well. I guess the Galvantula dies for sure. The Reuniqueless is going to get chunked. And we're down the Garchomp and the Landorus, which is good. So she can sack this thing off, but then Celesteela, I think, walls the rest. That's not true. She'll still have the Galvantula in the back. So Celesteela will, in fact, not wall the rest of this team. I do probably just sack off Starmie to get rid of Hazard at this point, but she still has her Mega Aggron live. I guess I'd probably stay in no matter what and just chunk what comes up. Or do I save this thing for... No, I'd probably just stay in. Yeah, at this point, I'd probably just stay in and Rapid Spin, because I'm not going to do any damage to this thing. I'm assuming it's Assault Vest at this point. So I'm going to stay in, get a Rapid Spin off, get rid of the rocks. That makes my switch-ins later just that much better. And then I'm pretty sure we can just go out into Persian. And I wish I had some way to, like, save. Is there some way to, like, save a set? I don't know. It's going to do 0, obviously, but it'll get rid of the stones on my side. And then what if she goes for Trick Room here? What does that do? It doesn't matter. Okay, so that reveals the entire set. So it's definitely Assault Vest, because it's just 4 attacks. I think now this is the best possible time to go into Mega Altaria. Because if I get to set up, I get to win. Or is that incorrect? I could go out into Celesteela here. I could go out into Nagini, which seems... I think I take too much from a Psychic. I'm actually going to go out into Persian here. And I've clicked Parting Shot every time. I've clicked Parting Shot every single time. So this turn, I'm actually just going to go for Foul Play. Because Foul Play should be a 2-hit KO, and I'm hoping that I live 2 hits from this thing. I should have checked. All right, we stayed in. We went for our Foul Play. I should live any 2 hits that aren't Focus Blast. Psychic. Okay. So we got the read. We got it correct this time. She has to either switch out or sack this thing, and her switches at this point are the Aggron, the Mega Aggron, or the Galvantula. So either of those things can come in right now, and they're both pretty good. I am just gonna stay in and go for the Foul Play again. I'm assuming a switch is coming. I really am. I'm predicting a switch at this point. We know this thing's entire moveset, though, so that's good. It also benefits us that this thing was not... I'm assuming the Aggron's coming out, honestly. Aggron, Yu defensive. I'm assuming this is like the closest set. I always want to put in custom sets for my opponents for what I think they're going to be bringing, but then I just never do it. I just always go, like, I always have a baseline that I go off of. Okay. So now I think we're going to see the Galvantula come in. And this will sort of tell me if the Galvantula is scarfed or not. So I think at this point of the game, I can probably let my Alolan Persian die if she decides, if she's scarfed and she goes for a Bug Buzz. I only mentioned Scarf. It's a little like unconventional, but she had, oh, she goes out in Mega Aggron. Okay, this is fine for me. So actually, I think I can just click Taunt here. Because no matter what she does, it's not going to do a ton of damage. Like, Heavy Slam will do about 38 to 47% to me. Assuming she doesn't have attack investment. If she has attack investment, it's different. So, no rocks up. And then we're going to Foul Play and see how much damage that does. We're gonna get some chip off on this thing because I just need it to be around 50, I think like 30 or 50% for Mega Altaria to be able to one-shot it with Earthquake without setting up a Dragon Dance. So let's see how much this does. It should do about 20%. I think there's less defense investment in this thing than I thought, potentially. Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because that took me to under half. Right now I'm at 95 out of 172. I don't actually think I'm willing to let this thing die yet, so I'm going to go for Parting Shot on this turn. The Taunt's still live. I think she doesn't have the defense investment that I predicted. So I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna Parting Shot out into Celesteela and go for a Flamethrower. I think Celesteela can kill the last two. I think Celesteela can take out Galvantula and Stainless. And I think Celesteela actually will live a Thunder from Galvantula if it switches in right now. No, it doesn't. Okay. So I think we're good here. So I think Celesteela will be able, Celesteela for sure will be able to wall this thing. The Taunt will probably end this turn is what I'm guessing. So I'm going to go out into Celesteela here. Nagini never hit the field. Nagini's my superior. I don't know. I mean, you saw nicknames earlier, but it just never hit the field, so I haven't talked about it. So this Heavy Slam should do all of like 3 damage. Yeah, I don't know if we were at 67 or 170 something, but it didn't do much. I think it might have done exactly leftovers. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower here. And I think this is going to wrap it up. Because if the Galvantula switches in, it will die to the Flamethrower and we'll get a Spadef boost, which doesn't matter against the Stainless, but we'll be able to take it out with Flamethrowers. If the Stainless stays in for 2 more turns, I'm pretty sure we'll just kill it with Flamethrower. And then we'll get the Spadef boost and we'll definitely live against Galvantula. She withdraws. She goes out into Galvantula. I'm pretty sure this thing's going to die because it's switching into rocks here. I mean, it might not, but its Spadef is not great. But I'm pretty sure, like, after rocks and poison damage, it'll probably die. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one wrapped up. So, unfortunately, there were a ton of misses here. Like I said, I think she ended up missing 4 attacks, which is kind of gross if you think about it. Like, the fact that she missed 4 attacks is ridiculous, and I feel really bad about that. Other than that, though, I think one of the big game-changing moments was sort of when I went for the Ice Beam on the predicted Lando switch-in. That was just a big turn because Landorus was the only thing that could remove hazards if she had Defog on it. If not, she was just running with like 0 removal this week. Realistically, the Toxic Spikes just looked really good. So did just a bulkier team in general. Because with a bulkier team this week, I was able to sort of like pivot around, take hits. Yeah, I think my play this week was really good. So we get roared. Celesteela's not going to get this kill, which is like a little unfort. It's like a little unfort. I'm just going to go for Giga Drain. It's like it's a kill from this range, I'm sure. Nagini gets a kill. Nagini saw some play here. So I don't know, you know. It was definitely a well-played game from both ends. I feel really bad about all the misses. I wish that some more of those moves had connected. I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of the game because a lot of those moves wouldn't have KO'd. In fact, I don't think any of them will if my calcs are correct because the Garchomp couldn't have been choice banned. So I wasn't taking choice banned Fire Fang damage. I don't know, you know, it was a rough game in general because of all the misses. But at the same time, I do feel like I played a little bit better this week. I went into this with like a little bit of a calmer demeanor. I don't know, Nadia, great game. I'm really sorry about all those misses. I feel really awful about that. And I would like to see a game play out where those misses hadn't occurred so we could see what the outcome would be, if that makes sense. So other than that, if you're new here, you should definitely subscribe, because I promise I'm not going to be as salty as I was last week. If you watch last week's and then this week's video, you'll probably see like two completely different players, just because I feel like this week I had my head in the game. If you like me or what I'm doing on this channel, leave a like on the video. It helps out a lot. Other than that, talk to me in the comment section down below. We can talk about how bad all those misses were. I will heart your comments. I'll try and respond to comments for like the first few days. I think I'm behind. My life's been hectic recently. I got engaged, as sort of an update to anyone who cares. I got engaged to my girlfriend last night at a Panic at the Disco concert. So that was lovely. I just felt like incorporating that into this video because I'm still like running on high from it. So, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. You can follow my socials, links in the description down below. Definitely go check out Nadia's side of the battle. I'm sure there will be a lot of frustration with all the misses, because there would be on my end. Even though I'm trying to be calmer, there would be a lot of frustration from my end. Just, I've missed like a Sacred Fire twice this league and I lose my mind. Yeah, I think that's like all I've got for right now. I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna leave it on that note. We'll have more battles out. I'll have an APA draft breakdown soon, because I haven't done that yet. But other than that, I'm kind of done here. I gotta leave. Love you. Bye.